Nobody warns you that this is how it starts. They tell you to watch out for shouting, for cheating, for chaos. But nobody tells you that the quiet can be worse. Nobody tells you that love doesn't always end with a fight. Sometimes it ends with silence. We never fought. That's what everyone noticed first. Friends would look at us and say things like, "You two are so mature. I love how peaceful your relationship is. I wish I had what you have." And we smiled, because from the outside, it really did look perfect. We didn't raise our voices. We didn't slam doors. We didn't argue in public. We didn't block each other for days. There were no dramatic breakups, no long apology messages, no late night phone calls filled with tears. Just calm, just smiles, just peace. Or at least, that's what it looked like. The truth is, we avoided hard conversations, not because we didn't care, but because we cared too much. We were afraid of saying the wrong thing, afraid of hurting each other, afraid of starting something we didn't know how to finish. So when something bothered us, we swallowed it. When words sat heavy in our chests, we pushed them down. When disappointment showed up, we told ourselves, it's not that deep. It's not worth arguing about. They didn't mean it. And every time we did that, it felt responsible. It felt mature. It felt like love. Whenever one of us asked, "Is everything okay?" the answer was always the same. "I'm fine." Not because everything was fine, but because fine was easier than explaining. Explaining meant opening wounds. Explaining meant admitting needs. Explaining meant risking discomfort. So "I'm fine" became our safest lie. We said it when we felt ignored. We said it when we felt unheard. We said it when something hurt more than we wanted to admit. "I'm fine" became a wall, a polite, well-decorated wall. Distance doesn't show up all at once. It creeps in quietly. It sounds like shorter replies. It feels like less eye contact. It looks like scrolling through phones instead of talking. We were still together, but we were no longer present. We laughed, but not deeply. We talked, but not honestly. We touched, but without intention. And the scariest part, it felt normal. Every silence felt easier than the truth. Because the truth required courage we didn't think we had. The truth meant saying things like, "I feel neglected. I don't feel appreciated. I feel lonely even when you're here." Those words felt dangerous, so we chose quiet instead. We convinced ourselves that peace meant absence of conflict. We didn't realize that peace without honesty is just distance wearing a calm face. At some point, something shifted. We stopped expecting each other to understand. We stopped explaining ourselves. We stopped trying, not consciously, not dramatically, just slowly. We shared less. We asked fewer questions. We stopped checking in. And without realizing it, we began living separate emotional lives under the same roof. We still had memories, pictures, inside jokes, stories only we understood. But memories can't replace connection. We were bonded by the past, not anchored in the present. We were surviving on what we used to be, not who we were. And that's a dangerous place to live. One day, it hit me. Not during an argument, not during a breakup, not during a dramatic moment. It hit me during something ordinary. We were sitting together, and I felt completely alone. They were right there, close enough to touch. But emotionally, they were miles away. That was the moment I realized something terrifying. One day, I realized I was alone. Even though we were still together, it wasn't that we didn't love each other. We did, but love without communication doesn't grow. It starves. And what starves doesn't always die loudly. Sometimes it just fades, quietly. We mistook avoidance for kindness. We thought protecting each other from discomfort was love. But love isn't about comfort alone. Love is about truth. And truth is sometimes uncomfortable. Every unspoken feeling didn't disappear. It stayed. It piled up. It turned into resentment, disguised as patience. It turned into emotional exhaustion, disguised as calm. And by the time we noticed, there was too much distance to bridge easily. That's the part people don't talk about. Everyone was shocked when things ended. "Wait, you never fought, but you seemed so happy." I didn't see this coming. Neither did we, because nothing happened. And that was the problem. There was no big argument, no explosive ending, just a quiet understanding that something essential was missing. And once you feel alone long enough, togetherness stops meaning anything. I learned something too late. Avoiding conflict doesn't protect love, it slowly kills it. Not with hatred, not with anger, but with neglect. Conflict isn't the enemy, silence is. Conflict means you still care enough to fight for understanding. Silence means you've stopped trying. I wish I had known that. Hard conversations are bridges, not bombs. Discomfort is temporary. Distance is permanent. I wish I had spoken sooner. If you're listening to this and something feels familiar, if you've been saying, I'm fine when you're not, if you've been choosing silence to keep peace, please understand this. Love needs honesty more than harmony. Talk before silence becomes a habit, before distance feels normal, before love fades quietly without anyone noticing. Because sometimes the relationship doesn't end when two people stop loving each other. It ends when they stop talking.